and welcome back to Lorehammer. I'm your host, Mark. Today we got an episode more tanks, believe it or not. Rare and Retired Vehicles, Part 2. Joining me, we got over the pond, we got Fishy Saxon. Hey, welcome.
Howdy, how we doing?
Very good, very good. I'm excited to tell you and T something, but hey, welcome to the show as well, T.
Hiya, good to be here, as always.
Yeah. So our last episode, we did we did flyers, I believe.
Yeah.
And
Nice,
we were
nice.
hunting down a Thunderhawk, and boys, we found it. I know we already know what it looks like on the Discord. We were showing pictures, but I'm gonna flash this bad boy up on the screen so everyone can see what it is. It's called a Space Marine landing craft, but it's very Thunder-esque, Thunderhawk-esque.
I'm just curious how many points it would cost to drop one of those bad boys.
Yeah, a fully loaded one. It reminds me so much of the Town Manta missile destroyer where it's got the drop down compartment and then it just rolls tanks out. How many points is that fucking thing in all of its accoutrements? Too many. Same with this.
You got 6 rhinos, each with a squad in it, plus that on top.
Sounds like just you purchase that and that is your game. That's it. You don't need to write a list. It's great.
Yeah.
You have one guy just in your deployment zone, and then the enemy comes forward, and then all of a sudden you just go bam, deep strike.
Deep strike and tanks. Fucking love it. Well, I thought I'd show you all that, guys. Thank goodness that this is not a rare and retired vehicle. It'll be around for a long time. And its Predator turrets on top there.
And it turns out it wasn't a fever dream either. So
No, thank God. I knew I was right. I'm always right when it comes to 40K because the Emperor's channeling through me or something. But yeah, before we get into this episode, we're going to be talking about super heavy tanks. But before we get into it, some quick housekeeping. Come join the Discord. Like I said, if you want to stay up to date with what we're doing, see pictures of stuff, join the memes because now this thing, we all need a couple of these things. Come join the Discord. There's links in the description below, and it is free, so everyone can come just hang out and share this stuff. So,
and if you're joining the Discord, don't be rude and feel free to join the Patreon. Join the Imperial Tithe, support the podcast, support the show. It means we can all keep doing this. You can get an ad-free version for $2.50. That's probably about the equivalent of 2 cups of tea. And the live stream version for $5. Probably about the price of a pint to those over the pond in Blighty. So it's great and cheap, well worth the investment.
100%. And through joining that, you gain access to the live stream as well. We can get involved in streams like this. You can jump in the live chat room during the show, ask us questions, get involved. And when there's time, if there's people interested, we have calling guests as well. You can kind of come and join the show. It's one of the pathways to being on the show as well. Is call in, come speak to us, tell us what you think.
You're muted, Mark.
You're muted.
What tank is your guys' favorite? Come call in, tell us all about it. Tell us how wrong we are when it comes to PSI and tank track treads. Let us know.
To be fair, we have got an expert in fishy, so
I was going to say, don't send me down that rabbit hole again, please.
Yeah, we can't be wrong. We've got the expert. We're all right.
Okay, good. I hired the right people for the job. Okay, perfect.
Hang on, T, you were hired?
I wish, mate.
No, he was kidnapped.
Okay.
Yeah, I have different recruitment programs.
I was going to say ransomed. My law got read out as ransom for being on the show.
Now I just feel more jealous that you got kidnapped.
Well, this isn't just that sexy art on any wall.
Yes. My little lore helpers. All right, well, let's get into it, boys. Today, like I said, we're talking rare and retired vehicles, part 2. So lots of Horus Heresy stuff. You get this huge jump of technology during the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy, and then the slow decline of everything just falls off and you lose all this great tech. One thing Astartes lost in 40K is the category of super heavy vehicles. We kind of got that back with the Primaris Atreus, I think it's called. That big super heavy tank that they have. But like super heavies are not traditionally like an Astartes thing anymore. Where in 30K we have a whole bunch of different super heavy vehicles. So kind of a I wonder why they got that. Or
I think that kind of reflects like real history as well, right? Where you kind of had World War II. At the end of World War II, you start to get like super heavies in like almost like the tanks arms race, where like the Germans were producing really heavy stuff, and then you get the Russians doing it, the Americans doing it, and then obviously the Cold War happens and it kind of drops off, and you just kind of the technology balances out that you don't need a super heavy anymore. You can just have a main battle tank that does the trick, but it's not like the size of a building and with like a crazy big gun and like crazy armor anymore. You can just be like, this gun does the job, and this is like reactive armor that does the trick. You don't need something that weighs like 100 tons anymore.
It's the old tech, priority of battle basically. So can I not be seen? It's avoiding contact or avoiding taking hits. If I can't be seen, great. I'm a smaller tank, lower profile. If I can be seen, can I evade? Am I quick and mobile? So that all comes into play, and you can go down all sorts of different train tracks on that level of thinking.
Okay, so the tank's bigger than a building. Its camouflage is a building now. Okay, perfect. Just paint it like that. Put some windows on the side.
That's exactly what the Germans did with their battleships in World War II.
Yeah.
When they were sat at port, I think it's Scharnhorst, and there's a fantastic photo of it with windows painted on it as if it's at dock.
Yep.
Gonna try to see if I can find a picture of that.
And I was in preparation for this episode as well. I was looking up photos of the mouse tank.
Yeah.
Where again you have a tank that's basically got a battleship gun on top.
Yeah, I was excited to look at what the biggest tank us humans actually have ever built was.
It's probably that.
Really, this one right here?
Probably.
I think that's the heaviest.
Oh, heaviest. Yeah, okay.
And so you've got bigger. So I think it's biggest in size as well because it had to have that gun mounted on top of it because that is like an actual like battleship turret on its chassis.
It doesn't seem that big, and maybe if you were up next to it, it'd be a little more like
tanks aren't massive. Like obviously they're relatively large, but
like size is not the goal. I'm thinking 40K. I'm like, I need massive shoulder pauldrons to protect me. I need a massive fucking tank. But in reality, not necessarily the goal to build a tank size building with Citadel spires coming off the top of it. Like
but that's kind of where my mind. Yeah, nice.
That's what we need. Yeah.
So that's where my mind went. Obviously, when we were looking at super heavies, it was like the mouse tank, the IS-7. I think come probably into that, and the Pershing.
See, when I think heavy tanks, to me, I mean, we'll get onto the IS-7 in particular. That turret reminds me of a 40K tank that we're going to be discussing today.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that. Yeah.
If you want something that looks more guard super heavy, look up the TOG-2. TOGII. It's fantastic. It's obscene. There you go.
Oh yeah, cool.
Look at it.
Yeah. I feel like that's like the when I picture like first tank or trench tank ever. I picture kind of that guy.
Yeah, they're bonkers. It's a massive thing. Didn't work.
No, most of their super heavies don't. To be fair.
No.
Yeah. Well, cool. Super heavies that we'll be talking about today are Fellblades and their many patterns: the Falchion, the Glaive, the Ascalon. Some cool types. Some of them are. There's some that are hull variations and not just like I slapped on heavy bolters on the side. Now we got a new variant. So those are pretty cool. Then we'll go into the Mastodon heavy assault transport. This one has a cool and interesting history in real world that I'm curious to run past somebody and see if they kind of got the same vibe. And then the next one is the Spartan assault tank. And I think they just came out with these two variants, the Spartan Prometheus and the Spartan Hermetica. something like that. It's a Spartan command tank though, so those are pretty cool. And they have a couple of variants as well. The Cerberus Heavy Destroyer Tank, and I already know, I'm pretty sure this one's going to be our favorite, the Typhon Heavy Siege Tank. Yeah, if you know, you know. Let's get into it. Rare and retired vehicles.
Yeah, so across 10 millennia of unending war, countless vehicles have served within the arsenals of the Astartes. Adeptus Astartes. Some earned legendary reputation through centuries of faithful service, whilst others gradually vanished as newer designs proved even more effective or easier to maintain. Many of these rare machines survive only in small numbers, preserved within the deepest armories of ancient chapters and deployed only in times of great need. In some cases, the standard template construct data required to manufacture them has been lost, rendering every surviving vehicle irreplaceable. Others have fallen out of favor due to changing doctrines of war, while few have been abandoned entirely after being adopted and corrupted by the forces of chaos. Whatever their fate, these retired relics remain enduring symbols of a bygone age, carrying with them the victories, traditions, and tragedies of 10,000 years of imperial warfare. That's just cool.
Yeah,
It's a
I know we talk about a lot on Warhammer, like just like the actual time scale of 10,000 years, and like I think, is it even possible to have a tank that could last that long and not just like rust out? And then you get like the whole like, is it Theseus's ship? Where is it still the same tank if you replaced every part on it? You know,
Yeah.
like
I mean, arguably, if you rub enough oils into it, it'd probably be fine.
it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll be all right.
Enough oil, and we don't have to worry about those big kind of questions.
The issue I have in that whole sentence was the bit where they're talking about changing doctrines, which, as far as I'm concerned, the Astartes only have pretty much one overarching doctrine, which is just the biggest, the baddest, and the most guns, which means that these tanks probably shouldn't ever really go out of flavor.
Yeah, but you know, they're also known for like surgical lightning strikes. I think the changing doctrine, like in the Great Crusade, they were the main army essentially. They were the ones actually doing all the lifting, and then in 40K that switches to like the Imperial Guard, where then like the Space Marines switch into like that special operations thing, where you don't necessarily need the super heavy tanks as much, but still, man, we should have some. We should have at least one.
Yeah, like if they've got them, like it seems really against like Astartes' mindset to like be like, oh no, we're not going to use this massive gun on tracks. No, let's just that's not for us. That's not for me. I don't like that.
I mean, to throw a bit of a real world link out there. World War II, the Germans pulled out First World War British tanks in Berlin to try and use them.
Yeah,
I mean, you're talking about 38-year-old designs that they tried to use in Berlin.
Yeah, when things got desperate.
How'd that work for them?
Not great.
No, not great. but
we're not speaking German, so not good.
Anything with armor plate, and they were just like, yeah, it's fine. Give it a go. Be all right. Why not? But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about super heavies, which are towering engines of destruction. Super heavy vehicles are deployed only during missions, the most critical campaigns and sieges. Their immense armor and devastating weaponry allows them to dominate entire sectors of the battlefield through overwhelming force. I mean,
and I've
like based on the last few Astartes Armoury episodes we've had where it's been talking about tanks and very on brand, right? Domination, very on brand of Astartes kind of vehicles.
Yeah, there's like an over redundance built into all these vehicles too that we talked about with there's guns stacked on guns. I pulled up the Fellblade, the first one we're going to be talking about, and it has two main battle cannons. It looks like it's got one on the turret top and then one in the hull. Like it's got guns on the sides. It's got everything is everywhere. It's over redundant in everything it has.
I mean, because let's be honest, if you're building a super heavy battle tank, just go hard or go home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're willing to call it a super heavy, then there's not really an upper limit, is there? So just keep stacking.
I'm sorry, Lupercal, all I can now see of every demolisher cannon or similar, I'm just going to see a chode. So thanks for that.
Yeah, but it's powerful and we love it.
Yeah, it may be small but mighty.
Exactly. So the Fellblade Super Heavy Battle Tank. The Fellblade was one of the greatest super heavy battle tanks of the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy. A colossal engine of war derived from the same ancient STC lineage as the Baneblade and Deathhammer. Of these mighty designs, the Fellblade was the most advanced, combining exceptional resilience, devastating firepower, and technology seldom seen beyond the heights of the Imperium's golden age. Forged using relic knowledge reclaimed during the Great Crusade, the Fellblade incorporated a compact automatic. It's not automatic, but atomic.
Atomantic.
Atomatic, yeah. Reactor and reinforced metaply alloy hull and the formidable accelerator cannon. These innovations granted it protection surpassing most Imperial armored vehicles, while allowing it to unleash thunderous firepower against enemy armor, fortifications, and massed formations. Though employed by several Imperial forces, the Fellblade was most closely associated with the Legiones Astartes. During this era, the Space Marine legions prosecuted war on a scale unimaginable in the current age, deploying vast armies supported by immense armored formations. Among these hosts, the Fellblade served as both line breaker and fortress, advancing through enemy fire to shatter resistance whenever it was encountered. Crewed by the Legion serfs, Mechanicum adepts, or Astartes themselves, the Fellblade fulfilled many battlefield roles. It served as a siege tank, tank destroyer, command tank, and assault spearhead, combining versatility with overwhelming strength. Legions renowned for grand campaigns and attritional warfare often favored these mighty machines, committing them to the fiercest of battles of the age. Following the second founding and the division of the legions into smaller chapters, the need for vast armored formations, few new super heavy tanks entered service. The surviving Fellblades gradually passed from common use into the status of sacred relic. Those that endured were preserved with armories of the oldest chapters, maintaining across generations of tech marines and forged servitors. In the current age, the Fellblade remains are a rare and venerated sight, awakened only for wars of the greatest consequence. These ancient behemoths are unleashed against the Imperium's most formidable foes, their thunderous guns and implacable advance serving as enduring reminders of immense power once wielded by the legions of old. Yeah, I like that little line there where it's it serves as siege tank, tank destroyer, command vehicle, assault spearhead,
Just does everything. Yeah. Which feels that to me, it just feels like it almost undermines the next line that kind of comes in, being like, "Oh yeah, we don't use them anymore because we don't use mass armored formations." But I don't think this counts. You don't need a mass armor. You just need one of these.
Yeah, it is the mass armor formation.
Yeah, you don't need 10 predators. Just put one of these down. That's fine. Do it all. It has the same guns as 10 predators.
I suppose what it does boil down to is logistics.
How many tanks of Promethium can you put inside it?
Well, not only that, but it's 10,000-year-old tech, and trying to keep it running is going to be the thing that is hard. Because, 10 predators, tech marine can run them pretty simply. He's going to be used to that. Whereas one Fellblade, you've probably got 10 tech marines working on the one. I will say, if I needed a command tank, this is the kind of thing I'm going to take.
The only downside to this one, though, is it's really hard to hit people with your sword from that top turret because it's so big. But other than that, it's fucking great. It's interesting. we won't go too far into the moon landing and if you think it's fake or real or not, but they always talk about lost technology and how we lost the technology to go there. And like, it's not necessarily that we lost the technology. It's like we lost how to build it. Like we don't have the factories anymore. Like, so just imagine in 40K, you have factories that make one specific part for this machine, but without that part, this machine's not working and that factory is destroyed. Now you have just lost that ability, or you have to somehow remember how to make this factory that was made 4,000 fucking years ago.
It's also like the need or desire for things as well, like innovation and stuff, right? Like we all know that like war drives evolution and innovation.
Yeah.
But once you kind of hit a certain point and you've not, like, we went to the moon, like the innovation kind of plateaus at certain points. We've been there, we've done it. Same with like warfare and tanks and stuff. Like you build it, but if you're not conquering the galaxy anymore, you're just kind of holding your borders. You've lost a load of technology. Like,
I know like warfare's changed a lot recently, just with like drone warfare, but we're still in like kind of what I would think is like warfare that I can imagine easily. Like there's not robots running around and laser cannons. Like we haven't reached that stage yet, but it seems like, we kind of have reached this plateau where we're okay with this style of fighter jet that goes this speed and can do X.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose the one thing we're talking about, the one manufacturer that made the tensioning springs for the tracks on a Fellblade. It could be a simple, again, going back to logistics, tanks win battles, but logistics wins wars. That one manufacturer might be able to churn out 10 Rogal Dawns in the time it takes to make 2 tensioning springs.
Sure.
It could be that intricacy, and it just could take that little bit longer. So it's you can tell I'm a guardsman because quantity has a quality of its own. When it comes to this sort of thing, if you've still got a few kicking about, great, use them until they eventually die. Use them perhaps a bit conservatively by only putting them where you absolutely need them. But in the meantime, we can make 10 predators, and we can chuck them out and fix them. So
and the predator works. It's a good tank.
But also, you think about like the Mechanicum is also like, just to give an arbitrary number to it, it's half the size it was during the Great Crusade. Half of them fell with all their information, all their manufactorums and all that stuff. It could be that one manufactorum with its like adepts and stuff, they were the guys that made a really important component, but they fell to the Dark Mechanical. They're no longer they're not sharing that knowledge. They're not building that part anymore.
Lupical says there's a difference between knowledge and ability. In 40K, they lost the knowledge to recreate the ability. Lost the knowledge to recreate and the ability to create some things, and then sorry, fucking dogs. Let's just move on, I guess. Keep moving.
It's a good point, right? Like you can know what you're doing, but like having the ability to do it, or you can have the ability to do it but not know what you're doing with it. Like it's a difference.
And as Lupical's pointing out, some STCs need to be destroyed. We don't want to be seeing that, so let's just get rid of it. It could have contained the Men of Iron, but also the firing pin from
but we had to get rid of it. That's where she goes.
So moving on to the history of the Fellblade. During the Great Crusade, when the Legionis Astartes marched to war in vast hosts, they were accompanied by some of the most formidable engines ever forged by mankind. Amongst these towering war machines stood the Fellblade, a super heavy battle tank whose power rivaled the greatest battlefield threats of its age. Though sharing ancient origins with the Baneblade, hoorah, the Fellblade surpassed it in armor, weaponry, and technological sophistication, incorporating rare systems reserved for the Space Marine legions alone. Entering service during the closing decades of the Great Crusade, the Fellblade fought in the galaxy-spanning wars that defined the era and later thundered across the battlefields of the Horus Heresy. It served as the armored spearhead of Legion offensives, advancing at the heart of immense armies numbering in the 10s of thousands. Wherever resistance proved strongest, the Fellblade was unleashed to shatter enemy lines, crush fortifications, and engage even the most heavily protected foes with its devastating accelerated cannon. The age in which the Fellblade flourished has long since passed. The Horus Heresy and the Great Scouring consumed countless examples, whilst the advanced technologies required to maintain them gradually slipped beyond the Imperium's grasp. As the legions were broken into smaller chapters and warfare shifted towards rapid strikes and shock assaults, the need for super heavy formations diminished. The loss of key forge worlds and the steady erosion of technical knowledge further accelerated the tank's decline, transforming it from a common sight to a near mythical relic. By the late 41st millennium, surviving Fellblades are exceedingly rare. Many lie sealed within ancient stasis vaults, preserved against a future hour of dire necessity. Others rest damaged or dormant, their tech marines unable to restore them, yet unwilling to abandon such revered machines. Some have passed into reliquaries, and halls of honor, venerated and enduring symbols of the Great Crusade's lost glory. Yet the Fellblade has not vanished entirely. In the darkest wars of the Imperium, these ancient behemoths are still awakened from their long slumber. Their thunderous guns and implacable advance remain capable of turning the tide of battle, just as they did 10 millennia before. Whenever a Fellblade rolls into war, it serves as both a weapon of immense power and a living reminder of an age when the Adeptus Astartes strode across the galaxy at the height of their strength. To me, it's the equivalent of me turning up to battle in a red coat.
Yep. Red coat rocking like a nice saber and like a brown bess or something like that.
Yeah. It does kind of put into perspective. These super heavy battle tanks for the Astartes were for fighting against tens of thousands of enemies.
Yeah.
You know, when a legion was a legion, and now you're talking, 40k especially, you're talking about a chapter a tenth of the size. You don't need 10 of these.
No, and
you need something
down,
a tenth.
right.
Yeah, and it does. It is the Astartes as not just the battle troops, not the army. They are now the ultra super cool special forces with sunglasses on.
You have
they are the rarest.
100,000 Marines with like 10 of these, or 1,000 Marines with like 10 Predators. It's the same kind of like scaling of like armament and stuff.
But just the picture of like a couple of squadrons of these duking it out against whatever foe they're facing. It's just
it's so easy to think about like the 30k time period is just Space Marine on Space Marine, but that was only like a 7-year period, But we had that 200-year Great Crusade where they're going across the galaxy and they're finding like races of giants, like races that are invisible, races that can shoot you with psychic powers, all these different types of crazy creatures they run into, and this tank is able to pretty much fuck them all up.
Yeah, just exterminate all of them. They're all dead.
It's got a fun armament. I got a picture pulled up here before we read just of the quad Gravis heavy bolters. I know I've complained about this thing before, but ammo feeds and bolter shells. I don't know how it works, but it feeds into itself somehow.
Yeah. Nice. I mean, on the subject of armament, the Fellblade is armed and equipped with a panoply of weapons, all but unknown to the late 41st millennium. The tank's primary weapon is a turret-mounted twin-linked accelerator cannon, a vacuum-based system that uses a complex overpressure mechanism to propel heavy shells with greater force than would be possible in a conventional cannon. So efficient is this system that very little recoil is produced, making the weapon extremely accurate and stable. Furthermore, the accelerated cannon is served by an advanced loading mechanism that allows the tank's commander to switch ammunition types at the moment's notice. The accelerated cannon fires 2 types of ammunition. The first is an anti-armor shell with a super dense core that is capable of penetrating any known class of physical armor. The second is a heavy, high explosive munition with fragmentation core capable of scything down dozens of foes with a single shot. Both shell types are targeted using complex Logis engine systems slaved to the vehicle commander's strategium terminal, enabling him to track and switch between dozens of targets. The accelerator cannon is far from the Fellblade's only weapon, however, but it mounts several more, any one of which could be counted as a main weapon on a lesser tank. In particular, the vehicle carries a pair of side sponson-mounted quad las cannons, a system helmed by many veteran commanders to offer the ultimate balance between rate of fire, accuracy, and armor penetration. Or the side sponsons could have 2 laser destroyer arrays mounted. In addition to the vehicle's sponson-mounted weapons, the tank was also armed with either a hull-mounted set of twin-linked heavy bolters or heavy flamers for anti-infantry fighting, and also a single hull-mounted demolisher cannon for destroying enemy fortifications. The Fellblade was always equipped with a searchlight and smoke launchers, but could be further upgraded with hunter what smoke launchers and spotlights again. But could be further upgraded with hunt killer missile launchers for added firepower or armored ceramite plating for even better protection from enemy fire, especially energy-based weapons. The vehicle could be outfitted with a variety of pintle-mounted weapons, including twin-linked combi bolters or other combi weapons, a Havoc missile launcher, and even a single heavy flamer, heavy bolter, or multi-melter. There are some known variants to the standard Fellblade armament, such as replacing the turret-mounted twin-linked accelerator cannons with a mega battle cannon and a coaxial autocannon, such as those used by the Baneblade, and also replacing the sponsor-mounted weapons with heavy bolter boxes. These were armored pillboxes with a heavy bolter placed on 3 sides. It is unknown if this was officially recognized weapons loadout, a customized weapon loadout, or the result of field repairs which replaced damaged weapons with those from a Baneblade. As advanced as its weapons undoubtedly are, the Fellblade's armor and other systems are equally as formidable. The tank's armor is constructed from a reinforced metaplas alloy matched only by the armor utilized on the god machines of the Collegia Titanica, while its engines and systems are powered by automatic arc reactor, a system that Adeptus Mechanicus has been all but unable to replicate for many generations. Additional heavy ceramite plating fitted to the Fellblade allow it to withstand extreme of heat and radiation. Plating of this kind was commonly fitted to orbital strike craft to enable them to withstand the rigors of crash re-entry from space into a planet's atmosphere, and also to certain siege engines to protect them from thermal energy weapons. The Fellblade was at one time crewed by Legion serfs, many of them individuals who were rejected from the Space Marine implantation and indoctrination process, but who were nonetheless superior to the rank and file of the Emperor's fighting forces. In the late 41st millennium, however, such venerated war engines are only ever crewed by Space Marines. Invariably, the most experienced and honored brethren serving directly under the Master of the Forge. It is only ever at the direst behest and coordinates of the Chapter Master and the Master of the Forge that the Fellblade is deployed, and only in the direst of circumstances. And in almost all cases, heavy damage is all but irreparable, and the loss of a Fellblade is a tragedy for the entire chapter.
Ooh. I didn't know this thing was swapping out ammo types with its cannon there. It's got the anti-tank and the anti-infantry rounds. Super cool.
It is pretty cool.
And it sounds really silly, and it's a bit of a quality of life thing. But the ability to change out rounds quickly, it sounds, I'm making light of it. It can be life or death. You know, you see real world example. You see an RPG team turn up, and you've just been firing around at T80s. Suddenly you're in trouble. You need to put a HE round down range at them pretty darn quick. It's a really nice little addition, and even the way they describe the anti-tank rounds, the anti-armor rounds. Sounds a lot like the charm rounds, we call them in Challenger 2s. So depleted uranium,
Okay,
APD, APFs, FSDS rounds. And basically what they're designed to do is put a hole through both sides of a vehicle and create a vacuum. It's not pretty, but it's got a lot of real world links here. And
crazy.
Yeah,
the fact
it also gave me like the tungsten core shells as well, like Sabbat rounds as well, where
Yeah.
it was like it's got like a super heavy core.
Yeah.
So they were just like, dispense with the explosive side of things, just make something super heavy and dense that's just gonna punch a physical hole through a plate of armor.
Yeah.
You see that thing over there? I want to be able to see through it.
Yeah,
Is in effect what you're saying.
it needs a window.
Yeah. But I
This
love
thing
the
has-
fact. Oh, go on.
No, you go.
I love the fact it's interchangeable as well. Like the
How
fact
do
they're
we think
talking
that
about
works?
chucking Baneblade stuff on.
Do we think it's got like a double breach that you could just like rotate with the two rounds in it, so that it would just like flip the breach around?
So it's saying an auto loader. So in my head canon, in effect, you've got two auto loading arms. It's coming from one side or the other.
And it's just like, but the fact that it can swap it automatically, so it's already
Yeah.
like breached around, it's gonna have to have some way of
Flipping that instantly and not
Yeah.
pulling it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, that's got me thinking now. Get me all excited. I'll start rubbing my thighs soon.
That's what I mean. Like
Yes.
a like.
Well,
a
the
rotating
best thing
breach
about
on
this tank is in 30k times, chapter serfs, which would have been you in
Yeah.
the best life. You could have been in this thing, manning it. Like it's
Yeah.
that easy to operate.
I think that's crazy, right? Every other tank we talk about, it's like, oh, you might have like a servitor helping with like the controls of like the targeting controls and stuff, but generally it's pretty much exclusively Astartes
Yeah.
running tanks. And then where there's this one, the biggest one yet, and they're like, some serfs will be fine. Pop some
Yeah,
serfs
they can
behind the wheel,
manage.
they'll be fine. They'll be all right.
You could put a kid behind the wheel of this, and those Xenos are gonna die. Like it's fine.
If they failed the implantation process, they basically are kids. Some of them.
Some of them.
I mean, to be fair, children fit in tanks well. That's all I'm
You
going to
could fit
say.
a bunch of them in there too. You could
Yeah,
have twice
yeah.
as many children in a tank.
I mean, I'm 6 foot tall, and it's not comfortable being inside.
No.
It's a bit of a squeeze.
All right, petition to have children only in tanks from now on, here on out.
Well, no,
get that
because that would take the infant out of infantry.
Oh, okay. So we
no,
gotta save
although-
some babies.
No, because the infant in infantry comes from their mental age.
Yeah, that's their mental capacity.
Yeah.
You might need one adult in the tank that holds a driving license. Other than that, the rest of them are fine.
Even then,
Yeah, yeah. We're a squad that you have 9 guys and you have one guy tell them what to do. Otherwise, it goes crazy.
Yeah. He's the
Okay.
grown up.
I'm learning so much about humans, you know. It's great. Humans and tanks. That's what Warhammer's all about. Learning about humans and tanks.
Humans and tanks.
Well, let's jump into our next pattern here. There's a couple different patterns of Fellblades. Over the long history of the Great Crusade and the Horus Heresy, numerous Fellblade patterns and battlefield configurations emerged, each tailored to a specific role, though the following variants remain among the most renowned and commonly recorded. As we mentioned earlier, there's a lot of Baneblade weapons that sometimes they just did these like battlefield crossover things that are not standard, but definitely makes me want to do one. You know, makes me want to have an army that people look at the Baneblade like, wait, is that a Fellhammer? Is that a Baneblade? Is that I forget them all, but there's a lot of different Baneblades.
I mean, to be fair, from the Baneblade model, you can make 8 different variants.
My God, glorious! What a tank!
And all you need is a few bits of sprue just to glue in place on the chassis. I've done it. The Octoblade is a thing. It's glorious.
Well, the Glaive Super Heavy Special Weapons Tank. The Glaive, also known as the Fellglaive, was a specialized super heavy variant of the mighty Fellblade, employed by the Legiones Astartes during the Great Crusade, Horus Heresy, and the wars that followed. forged as a dedicated weapons platform, it mounted the colossal Volkite carronade, one of the largest Volkite weapons ever fielded by the Imperium. This devastating armament unleashed searing beams capable of incinerating infantry formations and annihilating light vehicles, and reducing even monstrous foes to ash. Though distributed amongst all 18 legions in limited numbers, the Glaive remained our rare and revered engines of war. By the current age, only a handful are believed to endure and preserved as ancient relics within the most venerable Astartes armories. Cool.
Because a heavy tank isn't enough. A super heavy tank isn't enough. I now need to incinerate formations.
Yeah, the fact it's like armed with like the biggest ever Volkite weapon that's like ever been conceived or created is.
Yeah, I love the concept of Volkite where it's like, you know what? I want to burn somebody alive, but not with a flamethrower. Let's do it fancy. Let's make a Volkite. Let's shoot heat waves at them.
Yeah, but like Volkites are crazy because like you can have like a Jacaro like micro Volkite micro weapon that is still going to be enough to like incinerate an entire person in one shot.
Yeah.
So if you've got a tank that's mounting one that's like effectively the size of a small car.
I don't think at that point, I don't think it's even a small car. You're talking like a F-150.
It looks so good with this cannon.
It does look good though.
Yeah, like so high tech and like, oh yeah, it's fucking tight.
It looks sci-fi. It looks sci-fi. Yeah. I think Volkite especially looks, because you've got that bit more metallic on the gun as well. To me, it just looks. You get the weathering on a nice model. It looks grim.
Some like Volkite weapons are some of my favorite kind of like weapons. They look cool. They are cool. Like the way they operate is cool. Like Volkite's awesome, man. Like in my previous custom chapter, they had like some Volkite relics, and even on tabletop, they're absolutely devastating as well.
Cool.
It's cool that they were issued out to every single legion as well.
Yeah, so I wonder why. Just stock standard, whatever. Here's a new toy.
Yeah, but just think how many must have been produced in order to warrant issuing them to every legion.
But how many did they get? Did they get like 2, or did they get like 100?
A fleet of them, yeah.
Oh, I really need to do heresy now. Hot damn. Right. So the history of the Glaive. This is fast becoming one of my favorite Astartes tanks. The Glaive, often known as the Fellblade, was a specialized super heavy tank descended from the mighty Fellblade. Though sharing a common lineage, the Glaive was distinguished by its principal armament, the feared Volkite carronade, an arcane relic weapon whose origins stretched back to the wars of Old Night. Created at great cost by the Mechanicum, the Glaive was first unleashed against colossal Xeno's horrors that had defied the advance of the Great Crusade. It later earned renown across countless campaigns. Its ravening energy beam capable of burning through entire formations and felling even the largest alien monstrosities. Such destructive power made the immense resources required for its construction a worthy sacrifice.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, how many servitors and Mechanicum Forge World workers do we have to sacrifice in order to make this piece of tech? All of them? Okay, seems worth it.
Yeah, it
doesn't matter.
The fact it's even questioning the value, whether it is worth it, makes you wonder just how many did have to be sacrificed for this.
Couple, for sure.
Sure, we've just melted that giant Xenos, but those 70,000 that had to bugger it.
Who cares? I'll take 10 more, please.
They died doing what they loved, living for the Emperor.
Damn straight. But the Glaive's principal weapon that's cost all these lives of the great Imperial citizens was a multi-Volkite carronade, a colossal energy cannon capable of reducing vehicles, fortifications, and elite warriors to burn and ruin. Its searing beam triggered cascading thermal detonations within the target, causing destruction to spread through armor and structure alike. Few war machines could withstand a direct strike. Supporting this devastating armament were sponson-mounted quad las cannons or laser destroyer arrays, alongside hull-mounted heavy bolters or heavy flamers for close defense. Smoke
Can we
launchers,
stop there for a quick
searchlights.
second?
Yes.
What's the difference between las cannons and laser destroyer arrays? Is it just like the intensity of the laser beam? Is one more like anti-infantry, one's anti-tank?
I'm going to have to look at that now. I would presume so. Perhaps it's the firing mechanism. Are the
Yeah, I think
laser
it's-
destroyers the multiple barrel options? if
Yeah, I
that
think
makes
you've got
sense.
like las cannons, like they're like the ones that you have as like a tank turret, and the ones that the Imperial Guard can have on like tripods and stuff. But I think laser destroyers, rather than having that it's just a bigger las cannon. So instead of having four small ones, it'll be like one big one.
I see.
Oh,
It's kind of
turns out
what I've got in my head.
I actually have an example of a laser destroyer array.
Oh,
So this is from the Warlord Titan I was showing off to you guys earlier. So it's
Lucky.
the three barrel big boy.
so is it like a rotary las cannon?
I don't think I think they converge into one shot.
Oh, okay.
What,
So like a Death Star beam.
Death Star laser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll find out some more information on the difference, and yeah.
So it's got obviously standard smoke launchers, searchlights, hunter-killer missiles, reinforced ceramic plating, and further enhance its revered engine of destruction. So a lot of that last bit there is pretty standard across all Astartes tanks, right? They've got like ceramic plating and smoke launchers, searchlights. All of these ones seem to have hunter-killers, missiles, as well as like heavy bolters / flamers for like close anti-infantry, like close protection. It looks like most of the difference between the variants is purely going to be based on like the main like turret mounted gun.
Yeah. There is the one variant that has a different hull where it's like the turret is built into the tank. But other than that, yeah, you're pretty much right. It's just different turrets.
Is that one called a super heavy vindicator?
No, that's the Typhon siege tank. We'll get to that one soon enough. Yeah.
And we knew there was one. We knew there'd be one.
The next variant we'll talk about is the Falchion super heavy destroyer tank. This one's pretty cool. This one's like almost a halfway between them, where it's got that top turret, but it's not. Oh, that's a beefy fucking picture right there.
It looks chunky.
Yeah,
It reminds me of the Jagd series. So the German tank destroyers, you've got a big superstructure with a bigger gun. Because if a gun's too big, you can't fit it in a turret. So let's just fix that bad boy.
Yep.
There you go, Jagd Tiger, prime example.
Tiger. That's Basically, they just built the chassis around like massive 88mm anti-tank gun. And we were like, just build that still around it.
That's how you do it.
Yeah,
The Falchion super heavy destroyer tank was a revered engine of annihilation employed during the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy alongside the Fellblade and Glaive. It stood amongst the most feared armored war machines of the age, dedicated to destruction of the largest and most heavily protected foes. The history. The Falchion super heavy tank destroyer, was forged during the height of the Great Crusade, when the Legion Astartes waged war across entire star systems, with armies numbering in the tens of thousands. Amongst the greatest creations of the Mechanicum, the Falchion embodied the overwhelming firepower upon which the legions built their conquests. As the crusade pushed ever deeper into the unknown, the Imperium encountered foes of immense scale and resilience. To destroy such enemies, the Falchion was armed with devastating twin-linked volcano cannons capable of unleashing annihilating energy blasts. These fearsome weapons could reduce colossal Xenos beasts to ash, shattered fortified strongholds, and obliterate the heaviest armored vehicles with terrifying ease. The Falchion's immense size and destructive power made it one of the most formidable war machines available to the legions. Transported to battle by Stormbirds and the Mechanicum heavy lifters, it often served as the heart of major offensives, where the thunderous firepower opened breaches through enemy lines and strongholds. During the Horus Heresy, it was also earned renown as a Titan killer, its volcano cannons capable of crippling or destroying even god machines of the Collegia Titanica. Many of the great legions made extensive use of the Falchion throughout the wars of the age, and examples fought for both loyalist and traitor forces during the Horus Heresy. Yet the devastation of the conflict, followed by the division of the legions during the Second Founding, marked the beginning of the vehicle's decline. The knowledge required to construct new Falchions gradually faded, and surviving examples became increasingly rare. By the current age, only a handful endured within the armors of the most ancient chapters. Awakened only in the direst wars, rumors persist that corrupted examples still survive amongst the traitor legions, twisted by millennia of warfare and exposure to the warp. Whether preserved as sacred relics or corrupted into engines of nightmare, every surviving Falchion remains a venerated testament of the immense armored might of the Great Crusade.
It's got a different gun, but does the same thing as the last one. Pretty much. Reduces everything to ash.
Just in a different way.
I was going to say, I feel like this is for the bigger stuff, though.
Yeah.
The glaive was for the infantry and the light vehicles. I feel like this thing's taking out Titans.
Yeah,
it's going to be a big
volcano
gun.
Cannon. The only time you ever really see volcano cannons on anything else is when it's on a Titan.
Yeah.
And this guy's got two of them.
Yep.
Because
they can fire some like independently, so you get like 2 shots, or do you reckon it's just one big boom?
So fun fact: in the Horus Heresy game, it gets 2 shots.
Nice. Okay.
So it also has a 120-inch range.
That'll do. Hey, measure that.
Yeah. Which, bearing in mind, a table isn't that big.
No.
That's a 10-foot long table. That's huge.
Yeah, that's so funny.
But they're wicked looking things.
They're really cool.
They almost look more 30k somehow. Because they just, I don't know, it looks a bit more slapped together.
Yeah.
They're a bit more archaic.
Yeah, like a couple more like cooling vents on the side and like just a couple things like that.
I don't know how to describe it, but there is like a really distinctive 30k look. Do you think about most 40k stuff, it's just based on like a Rhino chassis, and they've all kind of got that. That's the 40k look, is it's all quite Rhino based. Whereas these guys are like, they're not that. It's something completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely had a lot more designs to work with at the start of the Great Crusade, and then it slowly dwindled. Like, we can make rhinos. We have that ability still.
We can stick a gun on a rhino.
Tanks, rhino artillery.
Yeah, why not? So let's see what the big gun does. So the armament of the Falchion, unlike the Fellblade, the Falchion was conceived as a dedicated tank destroyer, sacrificing a turret-mounted main weapon in favor of a hull-mounted, twin-linked volcano cannon. This colossal armament, more commonly found upon Imperial Titans, unleashed catastrophic energy blasts capable of annihilating super heavy armor, fortification, and even god machines with a single strike. So costly and complex was the weapon that only a small number of Falchions were ever fielded. Additional armament included sponsor-mounted quad las cannons, whilst reinforced armor, auxiliary systems, and veteran crews ensured the vehicle remains a relentless hunter of the largest battlefield threats. So it was actually made to take out the big stuff, which makes sense.
Yeah. And they still make volcano cannons. Because they don't really make Titans anymore, do they?
No.
Titans are things that have lasted for 10 millennia.
No, they still make Titans and stuff. We still have that tech.
Yeah, but volcano cannons specifically?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's all still good. I think maybe there's something else here. Like maybe they needed, they lost the thermal reactor for this tank or something like that. But no, volcano cannons are like the standard armament. Because ultimately, that's just like las gun technology scaled up to the, 10th
Which seems
degree.
crazy. Like, they can make Titans and stuff like that, but they're like, tanks. No, not so much.
Tanks too tough. Well, like, yeah, it comes down to what we were saying. You lose that one logistical pin, or the Traitor Legions aren't sharing this piece or whatever.
It's
But like I
it's
think
what
like the Titans and stuff, they have like it's not just a tank. It has a society behind it. It's got like this culture. It's got like a whole bunch of things that want to keep it alive as opposed to just big tank with laser cannon.
Big tank, big gun,
Yeah.
I mean, I think big tank, big gun has more cultural value than any Titan. Definitely not biased.
Yeah.
But no, I bet it's something really daft, like a wiring loom or a fuse.
Yeah.
That's why they can't make them anymore.
No, we don't have the fuses anymore, and every time we fire this cannon, it pops the fuses that we can't replace.
And that's it. That's it.
And that's
done.
it. We get one more shot. We have one fuse left in 40k.
I mean,
it's relic fuse.
there's probably somewhere an entire cathedral built around the one fuse. It's probably like one of the old-fashioned little semi-transparent red 3-amp fuses or something.
Yeah,
that you see
some
in your
jackass is always stuck in fucking monkey wrenches in between the fuse thing instead. Like, you can't do that. This is a sacred relic.
They just hold a surf up now to bridge the gap. But I mean, it speaks to the rareness of this one. Just the fact they're putting additional armor on it. They're putting the veteran crews in it as well. So even back in the Great Crusade, this was a rare beast.
Yeah.
So come 40k, it really would be. Fellblades are rare, let alone these. I love the naming convention as well. Just to touch on that, they're all swords. So the Falchion is a sword. The Glaive is a type of sword. So that's kind of cool.
The Falchion's a sword specifically for like splitting armor as well.
Yeah.
Well, here's a hole in your naming convention. The Ascalon Super Heavy Tank is up next. Is the Ascalon a sword, or
I don't think.
Or you think
I've not heard. Well, I feel like an idiot now.
They were up until this point.
They were doing so good, and then they did
so
dirty.
well, and then. Well, it's the same as when we did the Flyers, where there was a real strong theme, and then all of a sudden there was no longer a theme.
Actually, no. I've just done some Google foo.
Oh yeah,
and like good Englishmen in Games Workshop, Ascalon is the legendary sword used by St. George to slay the dragon.
Okay. Nice. And dragons breathe fire, and the Ascalon tank is a fire tank. Fucking hell, GW did it again.
Definitely not just lucky.
The naming convention stands. It is perfect.
It
shall stand for 10,000 years.
It's a great name. It's a great name. They're all swords. The Ascalon Super Heavy Tank was a rare Falchion variant armed with a Titan-grade Inferno gun, capable of engulfing entire enemy formations in apocalyptic torrents of flame. Nice. So it's basically like a 30k crocodile tank. Nice.
I just crocodile tank.
Churchill crocodile. So
Churchill with a big flamethrower on the front. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. The best thing about tanks is there hasn't been a tank that I've looked at and be like, yeah, I don't want that tank. It's like every time I'm like, yeah, I could use a couple of those.
Yeah.
Yep. Always fun.
I mean, the fun thing about the Churchill as well, it's very similar to the Malcador Infernus. It's the Malcador Infernus also has the little trailer for its fuel. Yeah. I'm just going to scoot back from the camera.
Oh, he's grabbing some.
And he's always got models there.
And here's one I made earlier. So you do in fact have the little trailer that attaches and is part of the model.
Squeaky hitch included.
That's also an Infernus cannon. So
yeah, that thing's huge. It's longer than the tank.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
This is why I love the guard.
Armament. The Inferno gun was a colossal flame weapon mounted upon Imperial Titans, unleashing devastation on a scale far beyond lesser flame systems. Projecting torrents of superheated, self-igniting promethium, it engulfed entire formations between a cascading storm of fire, reducing massed infantry to ash in moments. There's a real ash, reducing things to ash theme that's pervading around at the moment. A lot of ash. The weapon excelled against hordes and densely packed troops. Yet its terrible heat was equally lethal to elite warriors. Even power armor could be overwhelmed by its furnace-like intensity of its flames, while lighter vehicles often melted beneath the onslaughts. By regulating pressure within its fuel system, the Inferno gun could deliver searing blasts across varying distances, granting remarkable battlefield flexibility. Though capable of compromising the armor of heavily protected vehicles, its true purpose lay in its annihilation of infantry formations. Its principal limitation were its comparatively short reach and its inability to inflict decisive damage amongst the mightiest Titan-class war engines. Yeah, like, again, this one's very much a specialized weapon. Like, we've got those last two where, sure, we had a Titan killer, but it could blow other stuff up. Whereas this is very much, ideally, it can melt stuff if you shoot long enough, but you want to shoot it on soft targets.
Yeah, and like I made that joke about like the Volkite being a fancier flamethrower. So what's the point of this one really when you have the Volkite that can probably do this role and even in pretty much the same outcome of turning everything to ash?
But I guess with a Volkite, it's like a targeted beam, right? It's like it's a shot. Whereas this, you can just like jet a whole flame across like a whole area and just like almost area denial, being like,
and the flame goes around cover and into little nooks and crevices and all that. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's
being like, I'm just gonna like deny this whole section of the battlefield to these guys because I'm just gonna like douse it in flame.
And I suppose the Volkite is going straight through power armor, whereas the Infernus, you're probably taking off. I mean, say orcs, like guys that are non-armored, you're throwing a massive burning hellhole all over them and just melting them. Whereas the Volkite, you need a bit of punch, perhaps. You need to get through something, perhaps even just a bit of cover. Whereas
this
thing
sounds
is
like
just everywhere.
It sounds like it will get through the armor, but you just like have to sit and just pump at it. Yeah, cook them for a while. Which, if obviously, it's gonna be heavily armored and not gonna be easy to be taken out. But you don't in a mass battle, you don't want to just be sat there pointing your flamethrower, just going, "Come on, a little more, little more."
He's almost cooked to perfection.
Almost ready.
Are we in effect doing boiling the box? Just cooking them from the outside in with this?
Yeah,
pretty much. It sounds like like your armored target is just going to be like cooked and just chisel off the armor afterwards, and you have a nice, perfectly cooked orc underneath.
Nice, very tasty, scrumptious.
Mm.
Yeah, that one's a cool tank. I like the profile of it and the silhouette with that flamer, but yeah, it's not.
It looks cool, but it's
it wouldn't be the tank I ever want. It's just the tank I want to look at.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say no, but it's not first choice.
Yeah. We never say no to tanks. No.
I'm really sorry, Fishy. We're pivoting firmly away from swords on this next one.
Oh yeah.
In fairness, completely different chassis, so I'm fine with that.
All right, okay, fine. We've gone fully dinosaur on this neck of the woods, I'm afraid.
Yeah, this is the Mastodon Heavy Assault Transport. The Mastodon kind of comes out of nowhere. Maybe this could work as like a Tau vehicle almost. They like to fucking name things after animals, but the Mastodon Heavy Assault Transport was a colossal super heavy assault carrier employed by the Legiones Astartes during the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy. Amongst the largest transports ever entrusted to the Space Marines, it was reserved for assaults against the most heavily fortified strongholds and deadliest battlefields. Dwarfing even the mighty Land Raider, the Mastodon combined immense carrying capacity with extraordinary protection. It could bear 40 Astartes into battle or transport a force of warriors alongside dreadnoughts, all while withstanding punishment that would cripple lesser vehicles. Its immense armor allowed it to advance through concentrated enemy fire and even endure attacks from Titan-grade weapons. Though available to most legions, the Mastodon was never a common sight. It deployed signaling the campaign of immense scale, often accompanying prolonged sieges and assaults where entire legion formations were committed to breaking seemingly impregnable foes. As the fires of the heresy consumed the galaxy, those armored behemoths saw increasingly used as both loyalist and traitor forces, unleashing every weapon at their disposal. In the current age, surviving Mastodons are exceedingly rare, preserved as relics, and awakened only for wars of gravest consequence.
Cool. I actually kind of want to maybe have one of these as a relic for my custom guys.
Kind of cool. They're so different than anything else that the Space Marines have.
They're very unique.
They're very
Yeah.
a Mastodon is like the like scientific name for a woolly rhino. So it's a woolly mammoth. So it's like that kind of like big, slow, lumbering, take a lot of punishment, carry a lot of weight type thing.
Yeah. It looks wild.
To me, it's like some of the same kind of shape or profile as some like the flyers, but on tracks instead.
Yeah, I could almost see that with like kind of the cargo container box.
Yeah, that's kind of what I can see, like the cargo shape, but on tracks rather than with wings.
Yeah.
Like that very like boxy profile.
To me, they look a lot like the Tauroxes that the Imperial Guard get. That sort of quad track sort of thing. They look almost too new for 30k and the Great Crusade, in my mind. But they look so cool. They are just badass.
So I've pulled up here. This is like an old kit-bashed Land Raider with what looks like a Rhino, but you can kind of pick out a bunch of different tanks kit-bashed together. And this they call it like the Chaos Land Raider GW Hemel Hempstead 2003 staff conversion is what that is. So it is like an official thing, but like this almost looks like the Mastodon. Like this looks like a prototype for that.
It looks like the Mastodon we've got at home.
Yeah, exactly.
But also with that kit bash, that is just peak GW in-store staff having nothing better to do, so they've remade the Killdozer. That's what they've done, and it looks great. It looks so chaos. And so that sort of period within 40k in Warhammer and GW where you could have fun. Remember that thing, GW fun?
I recall that. It's been so long.
I'm probably going to now get assassinated. I'm going to have Warhammer stuff turn up at my door. But no, the Mastodon just looks cool. It's big, it's bulky, it does what it says on the tin.
What I was going with before, like the one that's in like the Imperial Fist color scheme, it almost looks like the same kind of profile as like a Space Wolf, like Storm Wolf. Scaled up with tracks, where it's like that single cargo container chassis down the middle, but with tracks on the side rather than the wings off the back.
I love the little nose guns. I think they're adorable.
But also as well, in the photo, it looks like it has like those, like a rock crusher on the front. I know it's like the ramp, but it looks like a rock crusher, like like those rotating. Yeah.
But I when I was at Warhammer World recently, I looked at this exact display because deep down I am a bit of a Imperial Fist fanboy, but I hate painting yellow, hence why I don't collect them. And it just looks the part next to the Fellblade as well. The Fellblade is a big model, and then the Mastodon is just that much bigger.
There's something about super heavies painted in Imperial Fist colors that just seems right.
Yeah. Well, you can't hide the paint. You might as well paint it yellow.
Absolutely. So the role of the Mastodon, The Mastodon's sacred purpose was to carry its Astartes cargo directly into the heart of enemy fortifications. Its forward-mounted siege melter array could burn through walls, bastions, and fortress gates that would defy lesser siege engines, while its immense armored prow crushed aside obstacles and debris. Once a breach was opened, powerful assault doors burst outward, and the warriors within surged forth. Protected by the Mastodon's formidable armor and firepower, additional forces advanced through its lowered rear ramp, the vehicle itself serving as an armored corridor into the enemy stronghold. That's really cool. That's a really good idea.
I didn't know it had a back door. I gotta.
Yeah, so is that
Yeah.
not the door
That
on the front?
surprises me.
We'll find the back door
You-
here.
Oh, $650.
You heard it here first.
That
listen.
looks like quite a small door.
I think there's two. I think there's like this whole drop down part, and then above
Yeah.
it you
Yeah,
have
that
like
makes more
more of
sense.
the
Like an
crew.
I was going
Like
to
an
say that's
escape
going to
hatch type thing.
yeah, that's going to be your crew compartment. I mean, when you compare the size of this thing to an Astartes, those doors for once are actually about to scale.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of design things on this like that are just so different. Like the tracks, they have two tracks instead of the one. They also, their engines, they don't show any exhaust anywhere except for these ones on the side, but like it's a very different exhaust system engine style.
I don't think they're exhausts.
Yeah, maybe you're completely right.
I
Maybe
don't
they're
know.
not.
Let's have a look.
But like
no,
when
they
you
are.
look at
They
like land raiders and stuff, like they have a very clear like, oh yeah, that's definitely the engine stack right there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's crazy about this one too, and we'll probably mention the armament, is that I'm just noticing in those front doors they got three melta guns. In the
it
doors
almost
on the
looks
side.
like that door front bit almost looks like like I said earlier, it looks like a rock crusher. Almost like it's kind of got a bit of a cestus assault ram to it, where that's like a melter, like breaching, like front breaching bit, where it could like punch a hole through fortifications and then like disgorge the Marines in, almost like a land cestus.
Yeah, you see those like little, I don't know, like X's almost or whatever on it. Those are like frag grenade launchers. You see them on land raiders as well. You see them on Centurions. Here's an example of one on a land raider for anyone looking on the front there above. So those like launch off frags. So before the doors open, you're launching off all these shrapnels after you've already melted down the door. Pretty wild tank.
So yeah, like melt down the door, frag launchers to like clear the breach, and then
then 8 foot tall super soldiers for anything.
Super soldiers just walk in and like do the John Travolta meme where they're kind of like just looking around, holding up their hands like, what do I do?
Nothing left is alive.
I don't think we've mentioned it yet, but Space Marines and redundancy.
Oh yes, that's a good point to bring up.
Yeah. But the Mastodon was engineered as the ultimate siege transport, bearing entire formations directly to the walls of enemy fortresses before breaching them and delivering its warriors into the heart of the stronghold. So that's pretty much what we were saying there, where it's kind of like a tank cestus assault ram. It's like a siege transport. Layers of reinforced internal bulkheads and thick ceramite armor protect both passengers and crew from the fiercest enemy fire. Its interior was divided into armor compartments, while the upper deck housed the vehicle's commanders and crew. Fully sealable against chemical and biological attack, the Mastodon could endure immense punishments. Even when crippled, its shattered hull often remained a fortress of steel, providing shelter amidst the fury of battle. So yeah, that sounds pretty much almost like we were saying, where it's that kind of breacher as well as transport.
Yeah, I like that thought where like only the heaviest weapons are actually gonna like cripple or destroy this. So, and then if that weapon goes away, this tank just kind of stays there as this mobile bastion that no other guns can breach its walls. It might be detracked or something like that, and now immobile. But like, you're not getting rid of it. It's still there.
So in World War II, that's kind of what happened to most tanks, right? Like tank-on-tank warfare was super rare, and if you're going to get a tank taken out, it was normally going to be by like an anti-tank gun. But what happened to most tanks to like quote-unquote knock them out was a D-tracking from like an AT mine or something like that. So that's kind of what I see this happening, was like it has a track blown, it can't make it to the wall, but it's still just going to be like an armored box that nothing else can get through.
On the topic of tracks, there's the Land Raider Spartan, or the Spartan Assault Tank, and the Land Raider Proteus, where these tracks go all the way around. And I know tracks all go all the way around like that, but usually they're covered. Would it be beneficial to some degree to have them uncovered like that, just so when they do detrack, you can track them easier? Or is that just inviting more detracking opportunity because now you have exposed track?
I'd say more opportunity for detracking.
So it's more exposed. However, it's a bit of both, as daft as it seems. If you've got the covers over them, you've got potential for further clogging depending on the terrain you're on. So it could jam up, so your tracks could jam. But we're talking about power plants that are just going to, frankly, rip through it. Generally speaking, your mud covers are loosened in a way that if it is about to get clogged, that will break rather than the track. If you lose a track on the battlefield, you're generally speaking either hunkering down, you're not moving until the fight is past you, or you're bailing out and you're going to come back. Quite often you'd spike your tank, so you'd blow it up yourself just to deny the enemy. World War II was an interesting one because obviously it's the first time we see tank warfare as a general commonplace thing. The Germans and the British or the Allies in general were very different in how they recorded losses. If a German could still see the tank that they've bailed out as, they've not lost that tank yet, they could still get it back. The Allies, if a tank couldn't make it to the mission, it was lost to the mission because it couldn't actively participate. So you see tank losses quite differently. So throwing a track, the Allies would see, even if it was just mechanical failure, you'd see that be just written off. It would be interesting to see how the Astartes deal with a tank, with any of their tracks slipping. Whether they just jump out and fix it.
Yeah.
So they call the tech priest over.
Yeah,
in the middle of a battlefield.
I'd see it again, maybe more like a Allies in World War II, where they'd need to recover the tank and have a tech priest do it, rather than because it's a holy relic. You can't just fix a tank. Who are you to do such a holy thing as to fix a tank track?
But I lit the candles and I did the prayer. I just want to drive. I just want to crush the enemies of the Emperor.
But you didn't use the right ointment.
Oh, that's what I forgot. See, I'm not qualified. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, it kind of like I always think about that, like when I see the Spartan and the Proteus. I love their design with the tank track all the way around. But yeah, like I just wonder, are Astartes hopping out? They have the ability to repair those treads, no big deal. Like, yeah, I get like a human, like it would be one human. You wouldn't be able to drag that huge fucking metal fucking clanky thing back up. But Astartes, I could see him being able to do that relatively easy and quick.
And to be fair, there are ways and means that you can actually get a tank up and running if you slip a track or your track breaks, or say your suspension wheels go. So one drill we used to do is basically you take a couple of links out and you miss out whatever wheels aren't functioning, whatever suspension arm isn't working. So I'm sure, considering I'm just a lowly human, a space marine could actually probably, and if you're on a tank crew, there's going to be a bit of allowance. You're going to be more attuned to the machine spirit anyway. So either that or they're going to have a tech marine nearby. Let's be honest.
Any armored formation is going to have.
You're going to have a few techs.
And I guess even if you're in 40K, like some of these style tanks would have the tech marine attached to it, the master of the forge, because you're like talking about that 10,000-year-old relic. But
he's not going to let it out of his sight type thing. He's going to be like, nah, you're taking that for a drive, I'm coming with you.
Where are you taking my girlfriend? Yeah.
Like
now they're not
borrowing
all
your,
iron hands.
borrowing your dad's like vintage car, and he's like, I'm coming with you.
All right, the armament. The Mastodon matched its immense armor with formidable firepower. Its most fearsome weapon was the forward-mounted siege melta array. 9 melta emitters working in unison to burn through fortress walls, bunkers, and defensive barriers. Supporting this were the turret-mounted Sky Reaper battery for anti-aircraft defense, sponsor-mounted heavy flamers to scour enemy infantry, and las cannons to engage armored targets. Further protected by void shields, ceramic plating, smoke launchers, hunter-killer missiles, and the Mastodon could survive or could serve as a command vehicle, coordinating assaults from the heat of battle, from the heart of battle. No searchlight.
No,
This thing's going to get lost in the dark now.
Yeah, but it has, which I really enjoy the fact it's got void shields.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, void shields are wild. Like, you shoot and it flicks to life and it opens like a little warp portal that your bullets go into the warp, and adios bullets.
Yeah.
Just imagine that poor little chaos being in the warp, and it just like suddenly just gets randomly shot in the side of their head.
Help! I'm being attacked.
Ow!
No wonder they're pissed off and they're trying to. Yeah, jeez.
Damn you, Emperor!
Chaos was minding its own business, and then the Great Crusade happened, and the Imperium shot first.
Once again, the Imperium aren't the good guys in 40k. I mean, I love the idea of this as the command vehicle as well.
Yeah,
like you fill it with your tech marines, all of your supporting roles. You've got ammunition stored in this thing. I mean, the little vision ports as well, all around the superstructure.
It's very much an all-rounder as well, right? It's got void shields and ceramite plating, so it's like heavily armored. Got smoke launchers, hunter killer missiles, all your kind of standard stuff. But the fact that it's got like an anti-air cannon array, and stuff, it's just like like whatever comes at us, we've got anti-air, we've got rockets, we've got anti-infantry.
Yeah,
good. We've also got void shields, so nothing's gonna hit us anyway.
Yeah, good fucking luck. Yeah, like we talked about the Space Marine landing craft earlier in this episode, and they described that thing as not only like a landing craft for 6 tanks, but it also has a bunch of turrets on it and stuff that then when it does land, it then acts as like this command point, this like actual like fortification or whatever. And yeah, this is very much the same thing, the Mastodon, where you can park this bad boy somewhere and now you can hold meetings in complete safety in the thickest of fighting. So moving their little board game pieces around on the tank board.
That's why they have the void shield, so the hull doesn't get knocked to just knock over the miniatures they've got on the table.
Yeah, exactly.
Spill your coffee onto like the vid screen, be like, oh no.
No.
Oh, no.
Now I've got a sticky keyboard.
Sticky keyboard, spilt drinks.
Man, what a beast this thing is.
It is just thick with 2 C's.
See, like normally I'm one for enjoying like the biggest, baddest vehicles when it comes to like the Astartes Armoury, but this isn't the biggest and the baddest with the biggest gun on it, but it's just so cool in itself.
It's perfect for Astartes, like an Imperial Guard can make almost just as much use as a Fellblade, as we discussed, as an Astartes, where this thing, like, okay, you could toss 100 guardsmen in here, but it's not gonna be the same.
I mean, the Guard have got their own vehicles that are similar.
Yeah.
So,
which are even bigger and hold more guys.
But this is the same as like what we were saying with like Adeptus assault ram, right? Whereas like the whole point of it is to spit Marines inside the fortifications where the enemy think they're safe. Burn a hole in a fortified wall and spit the Marines behind the wall that they think is going to be like the protection. This does the exact same thing where they're like, oh yeah, I'm just going to punch a hole through your fortified wall, and then there's Marines behind your fortifications.
This is the Guards version of it. It's called the Gorgon Armored Assault, where it's like this open top. I don't know how many people can fit in that thing, but it looks like quite a few.
Looks like the
rules.
World War II American duck landing craft.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy how big of a kit this really is and like what they've done with it. Oh, that's a lot.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge.
Like I'm just looking at like the tank that's built underneath it, and then this whole frame is like kind of stacked on it.
Yeah. There's somewhere in there. I've got a second screen up. There's a size comparison to Lehman Russes and Baneblades, and it's this thing. It's the size of a Baneblade.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
this one is more of that, like this one you're not turning into a mobile bunker where you now have like a little strong point. Like this one is driving forward and unleashing things. Doesn't got no void shields on it. It's not even closed.
So the Gorgon takes 30 Astra Militarum infantry in the
That doesn't
tabletop.
feel like a lot.
No,
Yeah,
it doesn't. Bearing in mind the
That
a couple of
Mastodon takes like
the
40
Baneblade takes
Marines.
40. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Stormlord takes 40 infantry. So the Gorgon only taking 30 seems a little
Yeah,
odd.
if a Mastodon can take 40 Legion Marines.
Yeah. Okay, GW, come
Anyway.
on.
onto more sensible transports.
Yeah.
The Spartan assault tank. The Spartan assault tank was a massive heavy assault transport employed by the Legion Astartes during the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy. Larger than almost every standard Astartes vehicle, it stood second only to the ancient super heavy engines of war and possessed an unrivaled transport capacity amongst non-super heavy tanks. Capable of carrying 25 Space Marines or a full complement of Terminators, the Spartan combined immense carrying capacity with formidable protection. Its fully sealed hull, reinforced armor, and powerful engines allowed it to advance through intense enemy fire while maintaining speeds uncommon for a vehicle of its size. Fielded by nearly every legion, the Spartan became a trusted instrument of assault, delivering warriors directly into the fiercest fighting. Though many survived the second founding within the armories of successor chapters, that they are now rare and revered relics. Their ancient machine systems preserved from a distant age of of conquest and war. I think these are the most 30k looking tanks.
I was going to say the opposite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because again, it's like got that same chassis and shape of like rhinos and predators, where it's kind of like very much obviously modeled after like World War I British early Mark tanks. It's got that same silhouette, just obviously a lot more upscaled, but it's got that similar silhouette to kind of rhinos, predators, just bigger.
I think it's the ramp on the front. For me, it just right. We need to put these guys in an armored box. We need to put the armored box on tracks, and we need a door. That's the design spec, and that's what you've got.
No, you forgot. We also need 8 las cannons.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course.
It looks
that goes
more
without
true. It looks more true to a World War I tank, though. To be fair, compared to like your rhino-based vehicles, this one looks more like a early Mark tank.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's got, for me, it looks more like in line with the 40k tanks than the others have. The others are like a completely different like beast, whereas this has got that same kind of silhouette all the way around tracks.
Yeah.
It's just that little bit different enough to me.
Mm-hmm.
It looks slightly more primitive. The fact the tracks aren't covered, you know, I think it's those little things adding up. It's like perhaps it's just an early pattern of X, Y, Z.
It turns out that like they can go and like scale it down and make it more universal through like the Rhino and things. Like this was the proto Rhino almost.
Yeah.
Cool.
Speaking of its origins, the history of the Spartan assault tank was forged by the Mechanicum of Mars to deliver the Legion's most heavily armored warriors into the heart of battle. Early in the Great Crusade, the venerable land raider Proteus lacked the capacity to bear full Terminator formations, creating the need for a larger, more formidable attack assault transport. So it's the other way around. So they had the Predator first, and they kind of upscaled it into this. Ancient accounts speak of the Spartans' first deployment through a region consumed by raging plasma storms known as the Ring of Death. Let's go there for holiday. Encased
It's great in the
within-
summertime.
Yeah, it's great.
Winter's
Yeah, it's great.
awful.
You don't want the stormy season, but the rest of the
You
time
don't
it's fun. Encased within these heavily armored behemoths, Terminator cohorts advanced through devastation that would have annihilated lesser forces. Though many warriors were lost, victory was secured and the Spartans proved their worth. Thereafter, it became a revered engine of war, carrying elite Astartes through the fiercest battles of the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy. I mean, yeah, if they can withstand something that even a Terminator can't withstand, that's pretty. That's some pretty good armor, right?
Yeah.
Without Terminators basically designed and spoken of like they are walking tanks,
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Layers.
Yeah,
of-
but if you can get away with putting a walking tank in a driving
Bigger
tank,
tank, yeah. Tanks on tanks on tanks.
tankception.
Tankception.
The Spartan assault tank is heavily armored relic of war, bearing enough firepower to shatter infantry formations and cripple enemy armor, while delivering its warrior into the heart of battle. Its primary armament consists of two sponson-mounted quad las cannons, whose searing beams can pierce even the strongest battle tanks, alongside a helm-mounted twin-linked heavy bolter that lays down relentless covering fire as Astartes disembark. Some Spartans exchanged their quad las cannons for laser destroyer arrays, ancient weapons capable of annihilating heavy armor and fortified positions with devastating precision. Searchlights and smoke launchers are standard, while additional war gear may include hunter-killer missiles, auxiliary drive systems, flare shields, reinforced ceramite plating, and dozens or dozer blades for breaching obstacles and clearing war-torn ground. Pintle-mounted armaments vary between stormbolters, heavy flamers, multi-meltas, where older configurations from the Great Crusade mount combi weapons and havoc launchers. Frag assault launchers are fitted beside the assault ramp before they scour the breach with storms of shrapnel moments before the Spartan unleashes its cargo of warriors. Oh, I didn't know it had those as well. I've never really seen where they put those things on it. It's not as obvious. It's like yeah, like this one's obvious, but that's obviously a conversion somebody did.
Yeah.
I love the dozer blades on that.
yeah,
They're cool.
Let me tell you. Like all Land Raider variants, the Spartan House is a powerful machine spirit. Should its crew fall, this ancient and venerated intellect can continue with the battle, guiding the vehicle and its weapons with relentless purpose. Yeah, this is technically not a Land Raider, but it is based off the Land Raider STC, they say. So they take a bunch of parts from that. So sometimes it does get like loosely lumped in with Land Raiders. And even when you look at the Land Raider Proteus and the Spartan assault tank, it's clear that they're like the fucking same thing, you know?
Yeah, it is very
Just
much like what
stretched
we
it.
were saying. It's just like an upscaled version.
Yeah. Like you got your one for power armor, and then you got your tank for Terminator armor. So
Yeah.
I mean,
I
there's
love when
just
they
something
put
about
those.
it.
Yeah, I love when they put those little side gun cutouts. Like if you look at the Proteus on this side, you can kind of see how it has like that.
Again, that's very much a World War One tank kind of.
Yeah.
Where they kind of had, so you had the male and female is how they called them tanks in World War One, whereas the male tanks basically were side-mounted like machine guns, like Vickers guns, and then the female version was like an anti-tank, like an actual like turret, and that's where you kind of had that bit that stuck out a bit more because you had to kind of fit the turret in.
I see. Yeah. Huh.
Sponsons just look cool
Yeah,
on
there you
tanks.
go.
Sponsons look wicked.
Yeah, I like
So that-
Sponson.
So they look a lot like the sponsons from Malcadors. Interestingly,
Yeah.
those sort of
Yeah.
rounded ones that then slope back.
Yeah.
That's a really nice conversion. I dare say they may be a kit bash, or it could be Forge World.
Yeah.
Would be the other
It wasn't-
straightforward place.
Yeah, it was an old Forge World kit. I think you'd
Yeah.
have to like really try to find it nowadays. It's
Yeah.
pretty rare.
I
But
mean-
with 3D printing, you can get anything now. So
And also, to be fair, with the 30k plastic kits, you could potentially kit bash a Malcador Sponson to fit your Spartan.
just like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kit bashing my Malcador to have Krieg heavy flamers because why not?
Because who's gonna stop you? You're the one with the tank.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
GW. I'm already having fun. There's nothing they can do to stop me now. But just like, to me, a Land Raider, but more Land Raider.
Yeah, Land Raider
it's just-
XL.
Yeah, it's. I love the fact that the smoke and the searchlights are standard on this.
Yeah. We
they
don't
don't
have
have
to
an option.
worry.
They just come as standard. And just the options of your pintle mounted weapons as well. You know, you're not stuck with your storm bolter this time. You could put a havoc launcher on there, or a multi-melter,
or a multi-melter, or anything like that. Yeah,
just that little bit more.
I guess these are going to be quite more like widespread across the legions, right? So it kind of gives you that more variety for, say, a Salamander's one is going to have like heavy flamer, a pintle like sponsor mounted head, like pintle mounted heavy flamers and things like that, rather than an Iron Hands one that's maybe going to be a less flamey.
Yeah. Well, and GW did just start releasing different variants of this, as I kind of mentioned earlier, with the Prometheus and the Hermetica. So yeah, we might get more variants where it's like any type of Land Raider that you can think of, it your Land Raider Crusaders, your Land Raider Redeemers, any of those side sponsors, start tossing them on your Spartans, and maybe toss 2 of them on since it's a Spartan. So instead of having 2 las cannons, you have 4. Instead of 1 Inferno cannon, you have 2. You know, just upscale it that one.
Double hurricane bolters.
Oh yes, now we're talking. I don't know how you model that, but I want it.
12 bolters on each side.
Fuck yes.
Yes, wild.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to ever move it on a tabletop because it's just too wide. Oh no, I've hit terrain.
Yeah. And the age-old question, how do you fit the ammo?
It's GW logic. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
They're actually using psychers that use warp powers to navigate or to take bullets from a planet and translate them into barrels. So
yeah, it's just like a mini warp portal within the breach of the gun itself that just like auto loads. Yeah,
every gun is like that, and every good one at least.
Perhaps they just generate a warp shield underneath like the end of the manufactorum. So where all the rounds are dropping off the conveyor belt, they just drop into the into the void shield, and then they make sure it's at that void portal that they all just come pouring out.
It's just like here we go. It's first double nerding or proper double nerding. It's like the game Portal, where you've got your 2 portals, and you put one. And all the bullets flying, and then you've got a second one under the gun, capturing the spent casings, put them back to the manufactorum. So it's just like a conveyor belt.
You heard it here first, listeners. The Imperium is green-minded,
highly efficient,
highly efficient ammunition recycling.
Yeah, that's all. Though. That's the only recycling program.
Yeah. No. Corpses.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Two very useful programs.
They can feed you and they can arm you all through recycling.
That's so funny.
That's the key.
So much like any Astartes vehicle, the Spartan assault tank, has several different variants, with many more lost to time. As Mark is saying, GW is bringing back more. So we could learn more, which I really like that development, that there could always be more.
Yeah, look at this one I just pulled up where it has an autocannon and what looks like 2 heavy bolters on the side.
Nice.
Yeah, fucking tight.
Love an autocannon. It's such a cool looking gun.
Yeah. So the first one we have is called the Spartan Prometheus.
Yeah, the Spartan Prometheus pattern sacrifices a portion of its transport capacity in favor of overwhelming firepower, replacing the standard assault armament with banks of quad gravis heavy bolters or ancient laser destroyer arrays. Revered as a mobile fortress of war, it advances beneath a storm of armor-shredding beams and thunderous bolts of fire, scouring enemy formations whilst delivering its warriors to the fiercest battles. So again, it's kind of similar to what we've seen in some of the other actual like Rhino-based tanks, where they're just like, look, we'll just take a portion, like we'll take like 10 less Marines just so that we can like store some extra ammo, have a bigger gun.
Yeah. I am curious how much extra space they like took away to put in bolter ammunition. Like, did we lose 2, 3 transports? Because I think this thing normally carries like 25, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you drop off like 4 to 5 guys, like 2 on each side, so you can serve like an ammo rack on each side of the tank.
Yeah. Still be able to fit 10 Terminators in there.
10 Terminators, 20 Marines, but also have like a couple thousand, probably in GW they'd limit it down to like 2,000 rounds of ammo per side or something like that. You know?
They do have some numbers that they like to use. When we started this armory for the vehicles, I'm like, oh, I love these technical specs, but after reading a few, I'm like, oh fuck, they're pretty much all the same.
Yep. With like a couple tweaks. Being like, oh, this one can only go 52 kilometers an hour rather than 55.
Yeah, very, very minor things.
Yeah.
But cool. I like the Prometheus. I like those Gravis heavy bolters. Yeah, it just seems like that would just be fucking crazy. Because they're like rocket launchers bolters. You know, they're not just machine guns. You're shooting these heavy bolters. Maybe you're even putting specialty shells in these heavy bolters. So you're shooting like Hellfire rounds or like Vengeance rounds, or who knows what kind of bullets you put in these things. But they could do all types. Takes on all types of shit.
I was going to say, just imagine a Deathwatch Spartan Prometheus.
Yeah, man.
With all of their funky Xeno bolters and bolt rounds.
Like stasis bolts you're shooting out of this thing. Every shot costs the Imperium 10,000 lives, but worth it.
That's the thing, right? That's something we never really. I've only just kind of dawned on. Obviously, you said there, Fishy, about like Deathwatch. They generally get kind of like a pick of the gear, right? Do you reckon they have got a pick of still offering some of these tanks?
I suppose if they could justify it in the mission, in their tasking, perhaps, but
I feel like it just isn't their role, you know? Like, I'm sure they have them. I'm sure there's nothing that says they can't. And yeah, there has to be a reliquary on a watch force or somewhere that has some of these, like, but like, it just doesn't seem like their stock playbook of get in quick, get out, you know, kill the one thing, or like scout, or, you know, whatever special op mission they have. Like, this just doesn't seem like it fits it.
And another point I had, again, I was thinking about firstborny stuff as well. I was thinking maybe we'll see some of these actually start to be used, because I imagine some of these would be Primaris usable, where they've got such large capacities.
Yeah.
Like they could take 20 firstborns, so maybe they could take like 15 Primaris.
Yeah.
But all of the Primaris have really like bad necks afterwards.
Yeah, they all have to crane their necks a little bit,
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the Land Raider if the Primaris get their own Primaris Land Raider upgrade kit, and whether they do an upgrade kit or like an in-universe STC for a new Land Raider, or what will happen. But it's just too cool. Like the Land Raider is so cool to like. We need a bigger version of a Land Raider, and then they came out with
lose a Land Raider. You can't really lose a Land Raider, but I don't feel like they'd replace it with the Spartan either. They would just need to scale the Land Raider up because it's like we were saying about the Stormbird on the Flyers. Like it's so iconic that you can't just take it away.
You can't take it away from us.
No.
Yeah.
But it feels like, again, like the Mastodon and things like that, although it's 30k, it would be very useful in a 40k setting with kind of Primaris.
Yeah, because none of the Primaris vehicles have the capacity that the Land Raiders do.
No.
Even the repulsors, they can't carry the troops that a Land Raider can.
No, and most of them are more like assault tanks as well, rather than kind of like they lean more into the assault rather than a transport.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously with like a lot of these super heavies,
they've
very much got like a large transport capacity within them. Even if they're not dedicated transport, they've still got quite they can still take 10 Marines or whatever, you know.
I love these comments. Just make you think, how many Land Raiders can you fit into 2,000 points? Then the next guy's like, I think 9.
So
9 Raiders is nice.
That next guy's actually me. So I've been using I'm not going to name the app because I'm not shilling, but I use an app to make all my lists. So I just did a quick flick through, added all of the variants of Land Raider, and then just cut them back. If you took 3 of each Land Raider variant, you end up at nearly 5,000 points. Just saying.
I'm in.
Do it.
Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so about 9 Land Raiders. A Spartan is actually about the same price points wise, and you can in fact field a Spartan in current Space Marine lists.
Yeah, I've seen that. Spartan's deployable.
Yeah,
that's wild. Happy to hear it.
So now I need 6 of them. I don't have a Space Marine army, but
not yet. It's only a matter of time.
I mean, we'll wait and see because I don't know how true they are, but I have heard rumors that they are going to start kind of having crossover between some of the more Horus Heresy and 40k stuff. Obviously, I don't want them to go crazy because the whole point is that 40k is resource starved, right? But having some crossover would be cool. That you could have like 1 or 2 of these like relic vehicles that your chapter specifically like. It's their thing. Yeah. We have this one thing that we deploy, you know.
That's a really cool design that you've just pulled up there, Mark.
Yeah, it's cool.
I mean, I don't want to try and freehand that, but
no.
But I do want to kiss him.
Yeah. And you joke about a Space Marine army. I'm just going to put that away. I do not have Space Marines. I'm in denial.
Yeah, everyone has them. You can look under your bed and there'll be a couple kicking under there, and you're like, I thought I was an orc player.
Well, I've just bought the 11th edition box last weekend, so I'm sort of like scratching like a heroin addict at the moment, waiting for next Saturday to come along when it's officially released. I don't collect neither orcs nor Space Marines, and yeah, I've got it anyway. Well, my other half, she'll have the orcs. She was slightly pissed off at me that I bought it, and she's going to have all the models. Why she's pissed off, I don't know, but there we go. Wow. And then I'm going to give the Space Marine half to a friend. So I get the shiny rule book.
Get a nice rule book. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I can't wait for all the codexes.
Yeah.
And I can just spend money on codexes.
This is a wild little conversion here that we've stumbled upon.
It's got like a
it's
cow, like a train.
It's like Lord of what is that fucking tank called?
Oh, what, the Fortress of Arrogance? Colossal Yarix.
No, it's like whoa.
Oh.
Ew, I don't like that. What is that?
All of our faces. Hello.
Get rid of them. Okay. The Corn Lord of Skulls, I think. Lord of Skulls.
That big, yeah. Is that the one that's got the
Yeah,
throne thing on top. Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of looks like they took one of these bad boys, bottom half, and took off the top and did some stuff.
Like made it more tanky than like almost like a tank centaur.
Yeah, very interesting.
It looks like a battle barge on the front, doesn't it?
It does,
Yeah.
or like like an old school like steam train that's got like the cattle grill on the front of it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks cool.
Fuck, that's the top view of it. What a fun shape. Oh my god. All right, the next
definitely a man made that.
Yeah.
Compensating.
The next tank we have is the next variant, the Spartan Hermetica. I think it's how you say it.
Yeah, Hermetica seems right.
This one I couldn't find a picture of it. I don't know if there's one.
Are you sure you just didn't make up another vehicle just for this episode?
No, I would never do that to you guys. Only lore on Warhammer. Come on. You want to read this one, T?
Yes, can do. The Spartan Hermetica is a powerful siege command variant of the Spartan, operated by Space Marine legions. First deployed during the later stages of the Great Crusade, the Spartan Hermetica is a far more durable, yet more expensive to produce, and more marked upon the battlefield than the Damocles Command Rhino. These war machines were entering service during the latter days of the Great Crusade, before the horror of civil war encroached upon the Imperium.
Yeah, so we don't know too much about this one, like what the weapon variations are. You kind of maybe could look into the Damocles Command Rhino, and okay, so they put 7 spots worth of transport capacity for communications equipment, and you could do that for the Hermetica as well, and you could probably figure out something, but we really don't know much. When it says a siege command variant, I think either flamethrowers or demolisher cannons, but I don't think it's getting a demolisher cannon. Probably some flamethrowers.
No, I was thinking that, like, is it siege or is it command or is it commanding a siege?
Yeah, what does it do? I don't know.
What is it doing? Is it a siege cannon? Is it a command tank? Or is it like...
It's not a Fellblade, so it can't claim to do it all, you know?
No. It's doing one or the other. It's not doing it all.
Yeah. Well, that's all we know about that one. Now, there are some other patterns of Spartan assault tanks where they take away transport capacity, change the hull just a little bit, and these are the Cerberus Heavy Tank Destroyer and the Typhon Heavy Siege Tank. Beyond simple weapon refits, several rare Spartan patterns extensively reworked the vehicle's hull and internal systems, transforming the vulnerable assault transport into specialized command tanks, siege engines, or mobile bastions tailored for distinct theaters of war. Here are some known patterns. We'll start with the Cerberus.
So, the Cerberus Heavy Tank Destroyer was a rare and formidable super heavy war machine fielded in limited numbers by the Space Marine legions during the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy. Built upon the same ancient hull and armored chassis as the Spartan assault tank, the Cerberus abandoned transport duties in favor of overwhelming destructive power. I mean, just to put some perspective into it, the fact that you've given up 25 Astartes to put a bigger gun in, that's the sort of destructive power we're talking about.
That's a big gun.
So, forged during the closing years of the Great Crusade, the Cerberus was created by the Mechanicum of Mars to test the fearsome neutron laser projector, an arcane weapon recovered from humanity's lost technological past. I've just got Jimmy Neutron in my head now. This
like
relic,
atom cracking laser weapon.
Yeah, why not?
Nice, why not?
This relic armament granted the tank the ability to annihilate even the most heavily protected foes, making it a revered engine of armored warfare. Like many advanced vehicles of that age, the Cerberus flourished amidst the vast campaigns of the legions before fading into rarity after the second founding. As the great hosts of the Legion Astartes were divided into chapters, the need for such specialized war machines diminished, and only a handful endured within ancient armories. Its decline was hastened by the Imperium's inability to preserve many of the relic technologies upon which it depended. Advanced systems, once common during the Great Crusade, gradually passed into legend, their secrets lost, feared, or forgotten. Whether the Adeptus Mechanicus can still construct new Cerberus tanks remains unknown, making every surviving example a venerated relic of a vanquished age. So they're not sure if they can still make them. They might be able to.
I'm gonna say probably not. If you don't think you're not sure you know how, probably not, but maybe.
We could give it a go. I mean, when you're talking about neutron laser projectors, it's worth a risk, right?
I think the
It
three of us
seems
could
like
give
they
it a
could
go.
probably make Spartans. So maybe it sounds like maybe the gun side of things is the bit they're not sure about.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. They definitely have some Spartan ability.
Just the name of the gun.
Neutron laser projector.
Just in effect, this was just a bit of a Mechanicum toy. We'll give this a go. That's what I kind of like about it. And then it's like, oh, it actually works. So let's put this into production proper.
Let's
Sorry,
get into some Astartes.
My dog clicked the leave button.
That's heresy.
He's come to join in, so he wants to be part of the show.
Nice. Yeah, this tank seems interesting that they kind of did this with the Spartan. Like we already had so many different other tank chassis and even a couple like fixed guns, fixed las cannon type guns or whatever, fixed laser gun tanks. But yeah, they still want to make this one. Like I guess the land rate of Spartan's just so durable, it's just so protected that they're just like, yeah, you put any gun on this and now it's super safe.
Yeah, but we've said that about like every Astartes vehicle, right? They just seem to do it just because they can. Just be like, we'll just have it. We'll just do a tank variant of this one as well. We've already got a tank for that, but we'll have another one.
Yeah. There are like a bunch of those fun stories where like the Astartes run into a specific problem and then they're like, how do we deal with this? Oh, I don't know. Let's just take our best tank and slap on some new guns. Like the Land Raider Ares. That's what the Dark Angels did with that. They couldn't breach the city fortification, so they came up with this specific design. So yeah, you get kind of that little bit of like mad scientist almost sometimes.
Yeah.
Plus, I imagine these are probably like a Spartan's probably easier to make than like your Fellblades and stuff. So making one of these with a big gun on it is maybe not a neutron splitting laser, but like making a Spartan with a big gun is probably, you might be able to make like 2 or 3 of those for what, like every like one Fellblade or something like that.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, we'll keep churning Fellblades out, and they're going to be the main tank for doing this job, but we need like some contingency. Let's make a few of these as well.
Yeah. When you really need to be able to drive right to a wall and fuck it up. And you need to you don't care about driving left or right necessarily. You're just driving straight towards something. Yeah, this comes in handy.
Yeah, so the Cerberus Heavy Tank Destroyer entered service during the closing years of the Great Crusade as the testbed for fearsome neutron laser projector, an arcane weapon rediscovered from the shattered battlefields of humanity's lost golden age. Recovered at great cost by Mechanicum explorers, the technology was painstakingly restored to and entrusted to Mars's most ambitious weaponsmiths. To house this relic armament, the Mechanicum adapted the vast chassis of the Spartan assault tank, filling its interior with automantic reactors, radiation shielding, and complex systems required to contain the weapon's immense power. The result was a heavy armored destroyer capable of unleashing devastation rivaling the Titan-grade weapons of the larger war engines. Yet the neutron laser projector was controversial. Surprise, surprise. Its immense destructive potential was matched by instability, and many within the Mechanicum viewed it with suspicion. Despite these concerns, however, the Cerberus detachments were distributed amongst several legions for battlefield trials, only for the Horus Heresy to erupt and turn these engines of destruction against the Imperium itself. Mechanicum research continued throughout the war, eventually producing the smaller but still formidable neutron laser cannon. These weapons later found its way onto specialized tank hunters such as the Saber and Valdor, carrying forward a fragment of the Cerberus's ancient and devastating legacy. So it's like the tank equivalent of like a las pistol. Like you roll a one and it just blows up on you.
Yeah. So we were talking about like the durability in the armor. That's also used to contain the gun. It sounds like to contain radiation from it.
It's more that they need a chassis to house the gun more than protect the gun.
Yeah. That's funny. That's one way to look at it.
I love the idea that they've put all of this power in one vehicle. And the lesson they learnt from the heresy is, let's make this a bit smaller so it's not quite so powerful.
Yeah, and they just finish it and roll it out for trials just in time for half of them to turn traitor.
Excellent. Perfect. Yeah. You could get all conspiratorial in it, and I know this is not a real setting, but like you could be like, oh, the heresy, the traitors, they were actually developing this tech because they knew they were going to have to breach a bunch of fortress walls. So maybe they shipped these ones out specifically to the traitor legions right at the offset. You could get fun with it. Maybe some traitors have some more of it, but there's nothing that's explicitly states that or anything.
No, because there is some stuff. I can't remember what it was, but there was some stuff that Horus was kind of like he'd already kind of known.
Yeah, like he was ordering like the next batch of armor while the loyalists were not getting armor and stuff like that. They were doing some of those like logistical
before he like fully like announced himself traitor. He was kind of like gearing up almost.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't just like a spontaneous stabbing, like the Horus Heresy was like this planned event. So yeah, I could definitely see them taking some of these. Like there's that story with the Dark Angels, and I think they're fighting Iron Warriors, and they're fighting over a bunch of like these crazy siege tanks and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
You could see stuff like this being fought over too, just because of how dangerous it is.
I mean, you have to think this is just the stuff of note as well, and that there were enough to make a record of.
Yeah.
If this is one of the Mechanicum's little toys, just imagine what other weird and wonderful vehicles and weapons platforms there were.
Yeah, we know what they're capable of. Like we've got those like those standalone weapons that are like so big that they just have to leave them on planets.
The Ordinatus weapons.
Yeah, so you've got like Ordinatuses and this proton laser neutron destroyer cannon. So like
science. I love when you shoot science right at somebody.
Yeah. I'm shooting science. They're shooting science so hard right now.
So hard. The armament of the Cerberus Heavy Destroyer tank destroyer bore a hull-mounted neutron laser projector, an arcane relic reclaimed from the shattered battlefields of the Dark Age of technology. Known only to the highest mysteries of the Mechanicum, this thunderous engine unleashed a searing beam of annihilation capable of crippling the mightiest war machines, even battle titans. Yet such power came at great risk, for unstable engines could recoil upon the tank if the beam failed to pierce the target. Should its reactor and weapon core be breached, the Cerberus could erupt in a catastrophic detonation. Secondary armament includes sponson mounted heavy bolters, las cannons, alongside numerous auxiliary weapons and defensive systems. A flare shield was fitted as a standard, guarding this volatile relic from destruction. Yeah, very cool. So guarding from without and within. This thing, when it malfunctions, it goes boom.
Which it sounds like it's like prone to do.
Yeah, sounds like there's an issue with
Yeah,
it.
like obviously, like it said all the way through that it's kind of like the ones we have or the ones we know of were still in like prototype phase
Yeah.
when they got
Is
rolled
this
out.
really a tank that we want to take forward? Well, when you lose this one fuse, now you can't fire it anymore. Is this really the design we want?
Yeah, like I mean, had the heresy not happened, they might have been able to iron out some of these kinks, but
Yeah.
unfortunately,
No, we don't kink shame here.
no.
They're issues or concerns.
Yeah, if you want to split neutrons, you go right ahead.
You go for it, buddy. Don't
We're
let me
kink
tell you about
positive.
real life.
Yeah, just the idea of issue, like in my mind, it blows my mind, the idea of, well, we're not quite sure how this thing's going to work out, so let's just give it to our elite soldiers and they'll work it
Yeah.
out.
If
Yeah,
anyone's
work it
gonna
out.
if
It's
anyone's
fine.
gonna survive a catastrophic malfunction, it's an Astartes. So
It's gonna be a guy in a tank, in power armor tank, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like the guards aren't gonna be able to survive that. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, but at least if they don't survive, then they can't tell everyone how bad the vehicle is or the gun is.
Yeah, no
Well,
bad
that's
press
true.
on that one.
Yeah, everything's about media presence now. So you know, the Mechanicum clearly need a better social media operator.
Yeah.
Man, those tanks just look so good when they have those jutted
Yeah.
out side sponsons.
Yeah.
I will say, weirdly enough, though, the 30k Lehman Russes look better with internal sponsons. They look gorgeous. Anyway, I'm going back. I move away from guard tanks to what I suspect might be our wholly generally favorite of these rare and relic tanks, the Typhon Heavy Siege Tank. The Typhon Heavy Siege Tank was a super heavy engine of destruction fielded by the Legiones Astartes during the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy. Forged upon the same ancient hull, armor, and chassis as the Spartan assault tank, the Typhon exchanged transport capacity for devastating siege firepower. Conceived at the command of Perturabo, Primarch of the Iron Warriors, it was intended to rival the mightiest artillery batteries of the Imperial army, while advancing with the relentless pace of an Astartes assault. Though employed by many legions, the Typhon found greatest favour among the Iron Warriors and Imperial Fists, whose wars were defined by fortress sieges and grinding attrition. In the long millennia since, surviving examples have become rare and venerated relics, their means of construction perhaps lost forever. Of course, Perturabo came up with this thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's gonna, right? If all he's
Yeah.
gonna do is siege warfare, because that's all Big Daddy E sent him to do, might as well come up with something to make it easier.
Might as well.
Yeah.
And this is basically 30k Vindicator, right?
Yeah, Vindicator.
But on roids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This cannon, I've seen one picture here, how much of a traverse or whatever it can actually do, incline or whatever. Do these ever have these like hull mounted ones? Do they ever have any side to side in it? Like even just a touch?
You generally can get a bit. So talking about real world vehicles, generally they've got a little bit, but not much.
Not a lot. No, generally you're going to rotate your
15,
actual
20.
vehicle to
Yeah.
point. You've got to point out what you're shooting at. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, with this gun, the nice thing is, even if you're off by a mile, you still might hit them. With the blast.
Yeah.
The nice big gun.
Yeah, because the Typhon, named for a monstrous beast of ancient Terran legend, bore the colossal Dreadhammer siege cannon, a thunderous weapon whose design was shaped in part by Perturabo himself. Derived from an ancient class of static siege artillery, the Dreadhammer hurled multi-ton shells capable of shattering fortress walls, crushing bunkers, and reducing entire defensive lines to ruin. So are we saying one of these multi-ton shells reduces an entire line of defenses?
That'll happen.
Yeah, probably
Multi-ton
like
shells.
a mile wide crater that they've just gone boop.
Do you think this thing is just weighed down by the complete and utter disappointment from the Big E that Perturabo feels?
That's what weighs down those shells so much.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's
They have
that's
extra
what all the
disappointment.
transport capacity goes.
Yeah. I'll have extra disappointment on my shell, please.
The only bad thing about this thing is it doesn't have the siege shield that we love on the Vindicator.
Yeah, no dozer blades.
No dozer blades. We did see those cool 3D printed conversion ones that you can get, where you get almost like 2 siege shields that just kind of cover one each track. But there has to be a 3D printed siege shield for this that fits nicely and is made for it.
You might be able to it's probably going to be the wrong scale, but you probably could kit bash a Vindicator one on there because that's going to have the cutout for the barrel right in it.
I think that one though is like off center though.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I think you're right.
Like you might, So you'd have to do a little bit of tweaking, but maybe also you'd just get it just right. You'd have to see the models. I'd have to see them and tweak it and figure out how you'd actually mount it. But I think you'd go about looking for the 3D printed one first. I know they sell a bunch of shit, so.
To withstand such immense recoil, the Typhon's hull was forged with exceptional reinforcement and armor. So massive and heavily built, built was the vehicle that it could grind through rubble, wreckage, barricades, and ruined structures without slowing its relentless advance. So apparently, it just doesn't need a dozer blade.
Yeah. Okay. Shell's so big.
Secondary armament was comparatively restrained, consisting of a pair of sponson-mounted heavy bolters or las cannons. Additional war gear includes smoke launchers, a searchlight, optional hunter-killer missiles, armored ceramite plating, and a variety of pintle-mounted weapons, allowing the Typhon to remain a formidable presence even beyond the fury of its main gun.
Very cool. Astartes aren't really like known for artillery pieces, but when you drive the artillery piece right up to people, then it's all right for them. Then they don't mind.
This one looks cool. It's got an actual like cannon on top rather than.
Yeah. So this is a conversion I just found off the Sicarian tank with the Medusa bit on it or whatever, but it looks sweet.
It looks awesome, man. And it's like again, it's got that very much kind of that World War II mobile artillery Hummels or like an Archer as well, like that kind of the British tank and things like that, where you've got like just an artillery piece on. Yeah. We've got that artillery piece on a track with like the open crew compartment.
Yeah.
Fucking tight.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I really like that.
And I have just found some Proteus dozer blades on for 3D printing. So
any link?
I will pop the link in the chat when my PC decides to live. But it's kind of similar to it just covering the track, so it's not the whole front, which is a bit more of a modern thing. You see that on a lot more of the modern engineering tanks. And my PC is just being rubbish. Right, there we go. I'll pop it in the chat. There we go.
Loading.
Oh, it's not allowed to post. Hang on, I'll put it in private chat. There we go. Trying that. I'm being a bit special.
Struggle is okay. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Now we got a link. Let's see what you got for old Marquino. Proteus dozer blade. Ah, yes. Okay.
So it's just those sort of single track covers, which I quite like.
Yeah,
I suppose you could perhaps upscale it, or you could, looking at it, you could potentially actually mount it center line as well. Put them together.
Yeah, you probably just get like a few of them. So you put like one over each track, and then maybe get like a third one that slots in the middle.
Ooh, yeah. But you still got to be able to charge through it, so you got to be able to open it back up, the siege shield. Oh, but not if it's a Typhoon.
No,
So,
because
yeah.
big gun instead. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, on the search for that, I did also find someone that made a dozer blade for a bane blade.
Nice.
Fucking tight. Yeah,
Which
that's
was
probably the right scale.
just obscene.
Yeah, very cool. Well, that was all the tanks that we had. That was all the super heavy tanks of old. I wish we had more. I'll show you the only super heavy that we have nowadays. I think it's called the Atreus.
I'm surprised they've not come out with more since they released the Horus Heresy game.
Yeah,
It's
So
like a
here's the
whole model
only-
range and whatnot, right?
Primaris tank, super heavy. This is what we get. I don't even know how to describe this fucking thing. It's like this is like the biggest tank with no guns on it. You look at the Repulsor or any of their other tanks, you're like,
Yeah.
this thing has 1 billion guns, and then you look at their super heavy tank, and it's a letdown.
I mean, it's got there's ones on the top of. They're pretty big.
Yeah, I know, but like,
I just don't like it.
Not
It doesn't
enough.
look as good as like your Fellblades and stuff. It doesn't
Yeah,
look doesn't look as nice.
there's just so many parts on it. Well, I'm like, what is this cutout here? Like, this is all just for grav technology. Like, it's so much like, it's just so much that I don't understand how it operates or like what you're hiding in there. Like, this doesn't have a transport capacity either. So why is this thing so fucking big?
Because the 5 crew members are Primaris.
Yes, so that's why. You're right. I take it all back. Primaris crew, big tank. Okay.
Extra headroom.
Extra headroom.
I mean,
that's a nasty fucking tank.
They paid extra for that.
It's just a knockoff of the Scorpion from Halo. Let's be honest.
It looks like they've tried to do like a Fellblade, but like a grav Fellblade.
Yeah.
It looks like they shit the bed. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
That's just the entire Primaris range, isn't it?
Don't get me started. Well, that was a fun episode, boys. Believe it or not, we actually have one more rare and retired vehicles part 3 to do. I know I keep fucking stringing everyone along. I just didn't know that there is this many rare and retired vehicles. The next one we're going to be doing flyers and tunneling vehicles, and then there's a bunch of ones that just have like 1 or 2 lines of information that they can be fun, or they could just get your mind racing what else is possible out there. So see you on the next episode of that. Boys, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you indeed.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, any shout outs? Do you guys do any social media, anything like that?
No, honestly, no.
I'm gonna be starting a painting Instagram.
Nice.
It's not set up just yet, so I'm gonna put a few bits on there. Where I've been pre-shading armor today, that will end up being a post or something. So
nice.
Watch this space.
Yeah, we'll keep tuned. You'll be back, and you'll tell us when you get that all set up, and we can look at all your minis and stuff. Look at that Inferno tank that you're working on. So
to be fair, there's going to be a lot of posts because every episode we do, you just go, here's one I made earlier. So there's a lot of minis that are going to get covered.
I will try and get for the Discord a photo of my entire guard army that that's about 5,000 points of guard.
Okay, yeah, very nice.
That's a lot of guard.
It's a lot of bodies. A lot of bodies.
Very cool. Well, come join the Discord and check that out. And we will see you all on the next episode. Adios.
See you.